My oldest daughter went to kindergarten in Pacific Grove, and the teacher called me and said, I've never had a Jewish child before. Do you want to come in and talk about Hanukkah? I don't know anything about it. So I did, and that was really emotional for me. I really made it a big story.
When I think of Congregation Beth Israel, I think of a warm and loving and welcoming community who loves coming together to pray, to enjoy meals together, and to sing.
I have always wanted Congregation Beth Israel to be, and now and in the future, a place that's accessible to all Jews. And as a Reform congregation, we hope that we can create a space that any Jew can feel comfortable at some point.
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom.
CBI's been very meaningful to me. It's the center of my religious life, of course. It's the center of my social life.
We are the face of Judaism on the Central Coast.
I think it's important that we remain a presence here. We can talk about Judaism. I think we can educate people about the Jews.
I think that it's very important for all of us to be in the community, in the larger community, so people know Jewish people.
Just like right now, there's a lot of anti-Semitism because of what's going on in Gaza. So there has to be someone to say, hey, this person is, there are Jews here, they have something to say.
It's important to educate non-Jews about why we exist and who we are.
Our synagogue is both, you can be part of it from a religious perspective, but also as an ethnic perspective, a cultural perspective. There are Jews here who tell me they're agnostic or they're atheists, but they still come because it offers something for them.
When I first got here, I learned a lot about how this congregation formed. It started as a group of about 12 families that lived on the Monterey Peninsula, and they came together saying, you know, we're the small Jewish community, we need to do something.
And they were bar mitzvahed in somebody's home because there was no place to meet, and there were about 30 members.
They also said, we want to educate our children, and they created a little religious school for the children.
And we spent a lot of time traveling to different congregations in Northern California, introduced the students to Chabad and conservative and Orthodox synagogues and Reform synagogues.
When I think of milestones at CBI, I think of every bar and bat mitzvah.
If you haven't been to a bar bat mitzvah here recently, it's always a celebration, the joy that we have for that child, watching them blossom, watching them lead the service.
I think of absolutely Congregation Beth Israel's Food Festival and the Film Festival. I think of our Tree of Life vigil coming together in solidarity.
Following the shooting at the Tree of Life Synagogue, we had almost 400 people come together to offer prayers of support for each other.
Obviously, Jews are only a small percentage of those who live here, but through the Jewish Food Festival and through the Jewish Film Festival, many people who really might not have had much knowledge about Judaism have become much more informed, both on a cultural and religious sense. We've also had some liaisons with non-Jewish congregations.
The community at large absolutely loves the Jewish Food Festival.
It's wonderful to have people come and see who we are and enjoy our food and have a nice day with us, and important.
Well, we're so glad you're all here, and we're going to continue with the blessing.
The most important thing we did was getting Bruce Greenbaum here.
Rabbi Greenbaum is just what the congregation needed when he came.
The rabbi in particular reaches out to the community and represents the Jewish community to other religions or just other peoples.
He is involved in is that the Jews, Christians, and Muslim. He started this. He's involved in bringing people together.
And the fact that we've had the same rabbi for almost 30 years is a testament to what a great community we have.
I'm going to wind my finger up and just point to. I'm getting dizzy. I'm going to point to the table in the back corner.
I think this is a dynamic congregation that has ongoing potential to grow and develop and serve the community as a whole. They're going to find a new rabbi with new energy and new ideas.
And the march of the Torah from the school site that we had purchased.
We marched from the old synagogue to the new synagogue here, carrying the Torah, about 10 miles from the old location.
It was both an emotional and psychological growth in the synagogue.
It was an amazing experience. I drove the Chase station wagon in case the tourists had to be put in a car. And then when we got to the top of the hill, they stopped my car and made me get out and carry the Torah down the hill. And I grew up in an Orthodox synagogue and conservative synagogues. We kept kosher, and women were not allowed to touch the Torah. That is the first time in my life I ever touched the Torah.
I can't remember, there must have been about 20, 30 of us walking over, crying and laughing and singing and talking. It was such a lovely event. It really was.
I hope that we continue to be open to growth and open to what religion is becoming, how religion can serve us as human beings and help us be better people and make our community better.
I'd like to see CBI go in the direction that I think it's going, which is being a home on the peninsula for Jewish people.
I think they're moving more now towards the idea of it being a community center. And I like that, providing things more than just religious, but educational, musical, sorts of cultural.
It is more of a community center, a JCC, Jewish Community Center, has that capacity. I'd love to have this be a space where people can be married, where people from out of town who want a destination b'nai mitzvah can come and have a bar bat mitzvah here.
Thank you for the earth we walk on. Thank you for the starry night. Thank you for the breath returning. Thank you for all life. Thank you for the clear water. Thank you for the morning light. Thank you for the gift of laughter. Thank you for the red, red wine. Thank you for the earth we walk on. Thank you for the starry night. Thank you for the breath returning. Thank you for all life.
I was sitting next to somebody many years ago at a Passover Seder, and she said to me, I'm a bad Jew. I don't come to services. And I don't want anybody to feel like they're a bad Jew. Just because you aren't religious, just because you don't come to services, just because you don't speak Hebrew, just because you don't support Israel in the ways that other Jews do, there's no such thing as a bad Jew as long as you're living a life of Jewish values. Respect people, be kind to people, loving kindness, tzedakah, those types of things are what it means to be Jewish.
And we think we've laid the seeds, and now it's up to succeeding generations to continue that.
החול והיה רישוש של